हेलो एवरीवन। तो आज हम लोग एक क्वेश्चन करने वाले हैं विच इज़ अबाउट स्लाइडिंग विंडो एंड इसके थ्रू मैं एक अटेम्प्ट करना चाहता हूँ। दिस इज द प्लान वर्मा एंड आई एम गोइंग टू बी अटेम्प्टिंग द पैटर्न स्लाइडिंग विंडो हियर and this are and apply the pattern knowledge onto these questions because mostly interviews में हमसे patterns पूछे जाते हैं and if you are able to identify the most significant patterns then we are able to solve most of the interview questions. So इस को फॉलो करने के लिए कोई प्रीरिक्विजिटी नहीं है, सिंपली आपको बस एक अगर आप ये क्वेश्चन कर रहे हो तो जस्ट वांटेड टू से कि आपको अगर पैटर्न्स मास्टर करने हैं and if you are less interested in DSA या फिर whatever the reason, maybe you have short time for interviews are coming, placement, this video is going to help you. So the question for today is longest substring without repeating character. It's the most easiest question you can do to start sliding window. I like recommend you कि आप दो videos को मेरी देखें और उसके बाद based upon that you try the third one, fourth one on your own, but I'll be this is also a way for me to be consistent in DSA and also trying to understand and make you learn the process and the approach. So let's do it. So the question tells us that there are two strings S, A, B, C, A, B, C, B, B, and the second string, which is the T string, which is here, the T string is A, B, C. Now, what is given to us is that now the T string isn't mentioned here. There must be some error in copy paste in the question. So let's say the first example is ABC. Now here we have been asked to find the length of the longest substring. Now what is a substring? Substring is basically the contagious characters, the consecutive characters that comes up in inside of a string is a substring. Now, to calculate this question, the first approach that will come up in your mind, the naive solution, would be that, okay, so the most naive solution that right now you can think of is that what we have to do in this question is that we have to find a range of characters or a substring, and we have to find the longest substring which has no repeating characters. For example, this is a range of no repeating characters. This is a substring of no repeating characters. Now, what we can understand here is that, let's say if I think of any other string, let's say we have A, B, C, D, E, then we have A, B, C, D, E, F, then we have H, I, A, B. Now here this is one longest substring and the second one is this longest substring. So obviously the longest one will be this one. Now to calculate this, the most naive approach that we can think of right now is to calculate or to generate all substrings. How do you do that? To do that, S is equals to A, B, C, A, B, C, B, B. Okay, the substrings would be A, A, B, A, B, C, A, B, C, A. Then we have, okay, so I was wrong here on one part. There's no need to be having the second substring here. Now we have A, B, C, A, and then we have A, B, C, A, B, and then we have A, B, C, A, B, C. Now here in all of these substrings, I am going to first calculate, okay, is this, does it contain any duplicate characters? No, it does not. Does it have? No, our max length would be, we have to return the length or we have to find the length. So the length here would be 1. Here the length would be 2. Here, no, so that would be 3. Here, yes, so we won't do it. But how to, obviously, to do that, definitely we have to run a pseudocode here. That pseudocode would look like something like this, that let's say we have, we're going to iterate from j to n minus 1, and j would be equal to I plus 1 to n minus 1 would also be, and then starting from then first substring would be this, then we have this, and then we have this, and so on. Okay, something like this. Okay, now, okay, so now was the naive approach. Now, as I told you, the naive approach to calculate the all the substrings, and then we're going to be calculating the maximum length of this. The second approach for this question would be the second approach is, let's say it is a better approach. It is a better. Now the better approach here to do this question, let's say you have A, B, C, and A, B. A better approach of doing this question would be to, let's say you are having a hash map of 256 characters. You are having a hash map of 256 characters. Now we are going to iterate the, okay, let's make it BB now. This was BB, sorry. Right. So P, P, and P, P. Okay. Yeah. This was only the next A, B, C, B, yeah. Now here, as I was saying here that, yeah, as we know, so let's say we got A. Now in the 256 array here, we're going to say, okay, A is 1, then B is also 1, C is also 1. Now we come to A. A is already 1 here. A is already 1 here, so we won't put it in there. Let's say we have us and answer string. So we have A, we put it here. We have B, we put it here. We have C, we put it here. And we have A, okay, we won't put it. We have B, we won't put it. We have C, we won't put it. Got it? And now that that's done, we're going to move into here. And we move to here. Okay, it's already done. Okay, next, what the second thing what we're going to do is we're going to start from this portion. Okay, we got one B done. We got, then this would again be 0 here. B we got, C we got, A we got, then B, okay, we got a duplicate character. So this is where we would bring our loop here. And same, now we would start from here and so on. This would be the second or a better approach. But here, if I try to write the pseudocode, now this is where the pseudocode matters. Okay, so you write a for loop from I equals to 0 to n minus 1, and the j is equals to I plus, or let's say this is I, to n minus 1, and before this I have initialized a 256 array, and when that's done, what I'm going to do is that, okay, now I'm going to do is I've got the array. Now if not, no if, so hash s string and the index j would be plus equals to 1, but there's a condition here. There's a condition here. That the condition is, if hash the s string here j is equals to 1. If it is equals to 1, let's try the else. If it's not, if it's else, if it's not equal to 1, if it's 0, that is when we're going to do plus equals to 1. Okay, now if it is equals to 1, what we're going to do is we are going to do is we're going to break. Why? Because now we have got ourselves the duplicate characters, right? We got ourselves the duplicate characters, and now here we are going to change our max length variable. I haven't declared any max length variable, also max length variable, and the max length variable will be put up here. and we're going to be calculating the length. How do we know the length here? Well, it's easy. It's j minus I plus 1 is our length. And we're going to be maxing it out with this as well as the length and putting the max function in. Now this would be the second approach, right? This is also something that you guys can implement very easily, and also the nice approach. The third approach which comes up, which is now we come up to the best approach, which is using the sliding window here. Using sliding window, we have A, B, C, A, B, C, D, B here. Yeah. Okay. So okay. So where were we? So we were on a third approach where we had to do what we have to do was let's say I have okay. So the sliding window, what it concept tells us is that first we need to find a valid window. First, get a valid window, and second, maintain the window. Maintain the window using shrinking or or well enlarging it and enlarging it, okay, or expanding it, shrink and expand, right? So yeah, so let's say our window start from the 0th index, okay. This is our window, okay. Now we're going to say, okay, so does, and obviously in the second approach we were using hash mapper, but the problem with now to identify, now first thing you need to know is that whenever we are increasing our or improving our approaches, what we need to figure out is the time complexity and the space problem. On the basis of those two things, we figure out what to improve and how to improve it. So the what to improve part here is that, as you can see here, we're using one loop here from n minus 1 and second loop to n minus 1. And so time complexity would be o to the power o n to the power 2, okay, n to the power 2 n square, and the space complexity as we are using would be o 256, okay. Now we are calculating, so this is something which can the interviewer, if you are on-site interview, he won't be happy with it because we can actually optimize it to an n. Now to make sure we do that, we need, so n o to the power n, and to make sure to do that, this means that we only have to iterate it once. So the second loop was to find the characters and if they are duplicated. Now here what we can do is, instead of using an array, we can use a set. Yes, or we can use a map here, but it's better to use a set, like much better, especially if you are on an abstracted language like JavaScript. So if you are using a set here, so now if I say okay a, so this is a set. Now I'm going to tell you, okay, this is a set. Now a, does a is a inside of set? Let's say you're iterating, and is a inside of the set? No, it's not. It's not. So we're going to push it inside of the set. Then we're going to increment r. So now it is on the first index. So is b inside the set? No, it's not. Then we're going to move to c. So is c inside the set? No, it's not. Then we're going to move to r. Okay, is a inside the set? Yes, it is inside the set. If it's inside the set, we are going to increment the l here. So we increment the l here. Let me just take another color here. Okay, so l comes up here. So now we are going to remove a because we have left it. We're going to remove a from our set. So now we are on b. We are on b. Okay. Okay. And now, as we can see that, because now we can say, okay, we have removed a. So we have to only remove the character which is already present. So until we remove this character, we are going to shrink our window till the point we have removed this character which has come on the rth index. Okay, rth index. Okay, now it has been removed. It has been removed easily. Okay, it has been removed. Okay, so just like I told you before also, our main focus is not to remove from the set. I made a mistake. I was not removing on the set, but to maintain the window. To maintain the window. And to maintain the window, we're going to check if it is present in the set. We're going to shrink the window here. Okay, and the same goes for the next one. Okay, so now the rth index is here. So now b is already present. So we're going to move forward till we have removed b. Okay, now b is removed. Okay, and then we have come up here c. We're going to remove till c is here. Now while we are doing these things, I have to tell you that whenever we increment r plus plus, whenever we do it, we are going to, because we are now also, because we are actually focusing on the maximum. That's why we want to focus on the rth index, because rth index is responsible for the expansion of the window. So will be calculating the max length here. And if it would have been a shrinking of window, we're going to be focusing on the L here. Now let's try to write the pseudo code for this problem here. So I'm going to be using JavaScript. You can use any language that you want. So let's say I created a new set. Okay, and for also another variable max length equal to 0 for let I equal to 0, I less than array dot length I plus plus, and then I'm going to see if the array R is in the set S. If it is inside, if it is not inside, I'm going to say that else. Let's say we are also, let's say, because this is going to be an operation that we're going to be continuously doing here. Okay, going to be continuously doing. So what we are going to do is ARRL. So while ARRR in J, we're going to do L plus plus, and also if ARRL is in ARRL is in S. Okay. Now when we have done that, when we have done this, we are going to increment the L, and if we, until the point where we have the same character on the lth index, if we have it, we are going to just break it. Okay. Obviously, if we have, let's say, A, B, C, and then A here, and L is over here, R is over here, so we're going to check. Okay, so AL is inside of the set. Yes, it's already in the set. So I'm going to break here. Now this is going to, obviously the code is going to break here. The code is going to break here. So what we are going to do here is that, as we know that this index, as we got to know that this index is inside of the set. Okay. Yeah. So what you need to understand is that, let's say we have A, B, C, A, B, B, and we have got our index. Let's say L is on the, L is here and R is here. Now we have to find out, okay, so the set here consists of A, B, C. Okay, so these three are already in the set. Now as we shrink our window, we know that we have to remove this element from the set. So this is set dot remove. I may be wrong in the function here, but S L. We remove this. Okay, and while still, now that we have removed this, the window is this, because that's what inside the set, right? not calculating based upon it. Now we are going to say, okay, s dot push is equals to s, right? And now the maximum length is equals to r minus l plus 1 comma max length. And this is, guys, is the answer. This is, guys, is the study approach for this question. And I was a bit lengthy here, and but I wanted to make you understand three approaches for the question, because like starting from the substring and then figuring out how to use the hash, and then also using the hash, you can obviously change and use a map here, but this is one and the same thing. That's what I want to tell you guys. This is writing window in probably around 20 minutes of content. Right. Thank you everyone.